All right, we're going to go ahead and start here. I know folks are on deadline in the room next door, but we're pleased to be joined by our top Sunoco Rookie of the Year candidate. That's Mason Mingus. He drives the number 35 Call 811 Toyota. He's out of Brentwood, Tennessee. He tells me he just moved to Sherrills Ford, North Carolina, 19 years old. First time I've had the opportunity to meet you, but I tell you, it was an impressive run you made out there tonight. Maybe just talk about how you managed to get around a mile-and-a-half racetrack here tonight at Kansas.
Yeah, you know, I felt like we've had a pretty decent Call 811 before you dig Toyota Tundra all weekend long. I was really happy with the test with this same truck last week in Charlotte, so we got to bring that here, and felt like we lacked a little bit in qualifying. First time we've all been able to do this group qualifying, so we definitely had a little bit to learn, but you know, we had a little rough start to our season. We've had really strong trucks all year. Winchon's been really great to me, and so we were really just looking to make laps today and make sure we have a solid finish. And I think it was a decent points day for us. Should have made up some points, and also made up some points in the Rookie of the Year standings.
Very good, Mason. Anybody out in the audience have a question for Mason? Claire, go ahead.
Mason, how big of a deal is this for you?
You know, this is pretty big. Like I said, I felt like we've had such good trucks all year, and we just we've run into one thing or another, and I feel like we have a black cloud hanging over us. So to run in the top 10 today and have all the fenders on it is really great. You know, we're really looking to move forward and run for Rookie of the Year. So I think this will be a big plus for us. And luckily, I was able to return to this place. Been here once in an ARCA car, so it was nice actually going somewhere that I've had some laps on before. Unlike most of this season, will be brand new to me.
Very good. Anybody else? Brett, you got a question or anything? Go ahead and get him one here.
Brett Williams, Speedway Digest. Mason, how much was the track similar to when you ran here in the ARCA Racing Series in October?
It was definitely pretty similar, actually, because we ran a night race here in the ARCA race, so that was really good. We kind of knew what to expect. After running in the heat all weekend long, we definitely left our Toyota Tundra a little bit tight through practice and qualifying because we knew the track was going to free up so much. And it was really slick like we expected because the Cup cars were on the racetrack right before us. So we got to see that last year too. So I think coming here for the ARCA race was a really big advantage for us.
Question back here in the back.
Summer Bedgood, frontstretch.com. What was the reason for all the cautions? Was it one thing in particular, do you think, or inexperience, or what?
I didn't hear you.
What was the reason for all the cautions? Was it one thing in particular?
You know, I think the track was probably a little bit slicker than even we expected. So, I mean, that may have been a little bit of it. I think people got pretty aggressive there pretty early, and I think that was kind of why we saw a lot of that. But definitely a little bit greasier out there than I think I was expecting. I'm sure that most people were expecting.
Any other questions for Mason? Mason, again, congratulations on a solid run here this evening. We look forward to seeing you at Charlotte next week, and continued best wishes.
Second.
Joining us now is our race runner-up and our new points leader in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, our 2013 champion, and that is Matt Crafton. He won the race here last year, almost got it this year, but he's the driver of the number 88 Goof-Off Menards Toyota. Matt, talk about your run out here tonight.
It's pretty eventful at the beginning. I mean, restarts for everything. Like I said, that was where you had to do all your passing. So I said you had to do whatever you had to do on restarts, and they got very, very hairy. But biggest thing is the track has so much grip. I mean, track has so much grip, tires hard, and when you do get somebody on your outside, things are a handful to get. I mean, when you get side by side with people, that's what the problem was. So we just kept working on ours all night. We definitely didn't get exactly where we wanted. Just still fought a little tight center off all night, but all in all, not a terrible day.
Very good. And our third place finisher in tonight's race was Joey Logano. He drove the number 19 Reese Tow Power Ford. And Joey, just talk about, you don't run too many of these truck races, but just talk about the opportunity you had out there tonight. You said earlier And when you were in here for qualifying, there might be some things that you picked up on maybe that would help you for tomorrow night's Sprint Cup Series event.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what those were, but overall, our truck was fast. It just wasn't fast enough down the straightaways. It handled really well. So in traffic, I was fast, but I could never pull away from anybody. And then at the end of the race there, obviously we got off strategy, had to make that green flag stop, got caught down a lap, waved around. And then, you'd think there'd be another caution, but there wasn't. So by the time I got back up into the top 5 or 3, the 88 was gone, Kyle was gone. And I was just sitting there running wide open, and you were driving away from me, and I was like, I don't know how to go faster. So I wanted a caution because I wanted to have more fun. I was just kind of hanging out there watching the race in my mirror. It's a good race going on behind me, but yeah, I was looking for debris or anything, really.
We'll go Randy Kovitz, question.
Matt, I know you wanted to defend this championship here, but getting the points lead, I guess that was really job 1 or job 2, huh?
Job 1 was coming here to try to win the race. Definitely come up a little short, but like I said, we were close. We weren't real good at the beginning of the day. We kept working on it and definitely made a lot of progress with it at the end, but we were still just fought a little tight center off all night. We made it better, but we were afraid to swing the bat a little bit too much there at the end and make it too free, because we did at one point make it better, but I got free in. So I was like, can you do something to help that exit without hurting the entry? I don't know about that. Just leave it alone then. So.
Last year, your win kind of propelled you to the championship. You just feel tonight, even a second place to Kyle can do the same thing?
Oh, absolutely. We have the core group of guys, the same group of guys that we have. And like I said, this Menards Toyota Tundra was fast. We had a very good test in Charlotte when we tested there a few weeks ago. And like I said, I think we've learned a little bit more tonight as well.
Go over to Jim, and then we'll go to Brett.
Jim Miller, Charlotte Observer for Matt. Getting to a part of the schedule now where you go to race more than once a month. You've 13 first and second in 3 races. Has it been enough time to kind of judge, give you an idea of what you feel like you'll have for the rest of the season?
I feel very, very confident what we have for the rest of the season. Biggest thing was tonight to see what we had, because like I said, the fronts of the trucks are narrower and they have a lot bigger splitter, and just trying to figure out what they want. And we figured out quite a bit of stuff at Charlotte, and like I said, I think we learned a little bit more yesterday. So I think we're heading in the right direction.
Does it help you going right to another?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, not taking 6 weeks off. The only cool thing
What have you been doing?
Exactly. A little bit of dirt race and just hanging out with it. Yeah, not a whole lot. The only thing cool about 6 weeks off, everybody asked me, how'd you do last race? We won. 2 weeks later, how'd you do last race? I won. So you got to be the defending winner for 6 weeks in a row.
That is nice.
Let's go to Brett.
Brett Williams, Speedway Digest for Joey. I asked a similar question earlier today for Brad Keselowski, and I wanted your opinion on it. What are your thoughts on Ryan Blaney making his Cup Series start, and what's it like working with them?
Yeah, young Ryan Blaney is he's a heck of a talent. He's doing a great job, and it's funny, I was talking to him before the truck race here, and he just got there and qualifying. He's mad at himself. I'm like, dude, it's your first start. I said, man, it's don't get mad at yourself. No one's expecting you to blow up the world. Everyone's just looking for a nice solid day for him tomorrow, and I think that's what he'll do. He's he's a great driver, and we look for him to be at Team Penske for a while and be our teammate for a while. And the cool thing is that the 3 of us are able to work really well together. We're all fairly young and able to kind of relate to a lot of things. And what Ryan's going through is stuff that I went through not too long ago. So we're able to bounce some things off of him. And even today, he was fast enough in practice that we were able to kind of look at what he was doing in his car and use him as that third teammate that we don't typically have.
Go to the back. Go ahead.
Summer Bedgood, frontstretch.com. Were you guys surprised by the number of cautions, and especially early in the race, and why were there so many, do you think?
I wasn't, as I raced this truck race last year, and it was the same way. These things are a handful. Joey will probably agree with that. When you're side by side in these things, they shut the right side air off. they are like ridiculous how loose they are because the track has so much grip, tires so hard, and you think, okay, I can run around here wide open, and then all of a sudden you get somebody on your outside and you can't even think about running wide open, and I think that just gets a lot of people in trouble. And you have to have somebody on your outside that's going to give you a little bit of room. And like I said, I think there's a lot of people that don't know any better yet.
Yeah, I've realized that in the trucks, people race really, really hard. It's kind of fun. But, you know, like you said, you know, you got so much aero grip and no mechanical grip out there. And then when you lose your aero with a tire as hard as it is, you're going to have a handful out there. And, yeah, I think everyone remembers the Cup race in spring of last year. There was a lot of crashes. And this is the same tire, you know, that was ran then. So the fall race last year, we had a different tire that was a little softer, had a little more grip. And the cars were a little bit more easier to handle in the you know, dirty air. And you know, going back to this hard tire again, it's going to be a handful tomorrow. It was a handful tonight. So clean air is going to be a premium.
Any other questions? Excuse me. Any questions in the press box? No questions in the press box. We'll let you two guys go. Good run here tonight. Thanks for putting on a great show. Continue best wishes, Matt and Joey. Good luck.